Eddie, how do you sum up your emotions of a day like that?
Difficult because lots of good, lots of bad, really mixed. The way we started the game, I thought this could be a really memorable game for us. With credit to Luton, they responded really well and made it difficult for us. I thought it was a very open game, two teams going right at each other. Probably a great game for the neutral, not so much I think if you're associated to us, because I think there's a huge determination to win today and we're disappointed not to.
I mean, Luton had obviously come with a plan to use their pace, particularly on their right hand side. I mean, was that something at half time you had to consider throughout the game? Was it a difficult decision whether to change it earlier than you did?
Look, I think when you're in my shoes, you have more than one thing to focus on. So it's never that clear cut. Luton are a really, really big team. New set plays was going to be a huge threat, so we knew we had to cover that as well. So it's not just one discipline. We conceded the first goal from a set play. So yeah, they were a threat down that right-hand side. We didn't deal with it well enough. Certainly something for us to focus and reflect on. But defensively all day, really, we were never totally secure.
Luke, was that far too chaotic for you? Sometimes you have to embrace the current. I mean, I enjoyed watching it, but it was an incredibly chaotic game of football. It probably worried you more than it does a spectator.
Yeah, I think you probably wanted the chaos when we were chasing the game. I mean, you sort of want that openness to the match at 4-2 down. You don't really want it at 1-0 up and 2-1 up, where then you want to control the game and take the game away from the opposition. And yeah, it was. I thought we were loose with the ball, having taken the lead. We were turning the ball over, creating transitions, shooting ourselves really, when we should have played with a lot more control and thought of what we were doing. But as I said, then that worked the other way for us when we were chasing the game, where I thought we did it really well. And then sort of that last period where I thought we could go on and win the game in the last 15 minutes. Again, it was very bitty, very stop-start and frustrated with the ending.
This can be a difficult club to play for, I think you know. How is Dan Burn after that? That was a tough afternoon for fans chanting for TINO to come on.
Yeah, look, Dan for me has been absolutely outstanding since he arrived at the football club. He played a huge part in our brilliant season last year, our excellent defensive record. 4 days ago I thought he was magnificent against Aston Villa and a big part of why we played so well. TINO is an outstanding player and no doubt will have a huge bearing on our future. But obviously, as I said earlier, there's more than one aspect to the game to think about when I pick the team.
Just finally, at 4-2, I've seen lots of football teams crumble. Yours didn't. How much, when you reflect on it, how much pride have you got in that spirit to come back from 2 goals down?
Yeah, something we haven't done enough this year. I think 1 point from losing positions before today. We haven't chased games as strategically as I've wanted. Today I thought was a big step forward. Where the players kept going, we still looked a goal threat. The substitutes made a difference. Can't underestimate that. We had some power from the bench today. And Harvey and Callum came on and made our performance better, I thought. So, good signs.
Thanks, Luke. Lee, Craig and then Kieran.
And you've got that attitude that you showed after 4-2, you take that in the second half of the season, then you're going to get more good results than bad, I would say. Yeah,
I think the attitude was there all game. I thought the determination to do well was there. Maybe the thought and the strategic play was just a little bit off today. Hence why Luton found a way back into the game. But I can't fault the attacking spirit of the group. We're always looking to make the game, attack the game, stamp our authority on the opposition. But Luton were trying to do the same to us, and that's what made it such an open game. Both teams trying to grab the initiative. We felt we could do it better, and certainly when I reflect and analyse on it, I'm sure I'll pick up points that I need to.
How is Anthony Gordon? Did he have a problem?
Yeah, it looked like he twisted his ankle. I wasn't sure on the incident. I didn't necessarily see that the moment that he did it, but he was in a lot of pain at half time, so he had to come off.
Just finally, are you pleased that the transfer window is shut now?
Yeah, I think my preference is always to concentrate on the football, on the actual coaching, on working with the players. So any distraction to that isn't welcome. So the transfer window's gone, and now we look forward to just focusing on the football.
Craig, Eddie, as a coach, can you explain what's the difference between Tuesday and today in terms of your team performance?
Yeah, you can't compare two games, Craig, really. They're so different. No two games are ever the same. Obviously, you hope from your team's perspective that the intent to win and the attitude to the game is the same. I thought it was today. But obviously, you're playing a different opponent, and the pressures on us were different today. The expectation was there for us. Didn't think it looked like that we suffered with that early in the game, or even late in the game, because at 4-2 down, as Luke said, it would have been easy for us to go a different avenue. But we fought our way back. So very, very mixed emotions as I stand here now.
And just an update on Alex Isak, he was missing today. How is he, and what's the prognosis?
Yeah, he's got a slight groin injury. We don't think it's too serious. We hope he'll be back pretty soon, but when that is, I'm not sure.
Sorry, Chris?
Hi, in terms of Anthony, you mentioned that he's twisted over. How serious does it actually look at this stage?
No idea, Chris. It was sore enough for him to come off. That was his decision. He knew he couldn't continue. So obviously we hope it's not bad. He's such an important player for us, and we missed him when he went off.
In terms of that, you mentioned the sort of strength of the bench, but it still feels like a sort of one step forward, one step back in that regard. Even with just one game a week, do you think the squad could still be stretched for the course of the next week, given obviously you still only got 3 midfielders?
Yeah, as you say, it seems like we get one player back and then we lose another one. We've never been able to get to a point where we feel we've got all of our strength returning. Today looked like a step forward where we had Callum and Harvey from the bench, and then we lost Anthony. So I don't know. I mean, I hope that none of the injury picked up today is serious, and that Callum and Harvey came through their cameos okay.
Okay, Scott Wilson and David Cordell.
Just probably on the back of that, Eddie. I mean, that said, though, do you think that a month, 2 months ago, you potentially lose this game because you wouldn't have had the players to bring on? You would probably have to see the game out with the 11 that were on the pitch.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point. That certainly flashed through my brain as you're making the substitutions, that you've got quality players, experienced attacking players to come on that have got proven pedigree of doing well at the Premier League level. So I had no hesitation in making those changes. Great to see Harvey score and Callum back on the pitch, 2 massive players for us. So I think that's a fair observation.
David?
Just how good are Harvey since he's been out since September, and within 10 minutes he's got all the vital things like.
Yeah, I mean that's what Harvey does, and that's why we brought him to the football club. He is a goal scorer. His record last year at Leicester was incredible, and we hoped, of course, that he would come here and bring goals to us. Unfortunately, he's missed such a big part of the season. Huge to get him back, and I thought it was an incredible finish off his wrong foot. A really, really good goal, and I think he had another chance late on as well. So I was really pleased with his impact.
Jordan, Martin and Kieran.
Just on the last few home games, conceding 3 to City, 3 to Forest, is the reason why games became so open here?
Yeah, I think it's a good point. It's very unlike us. Even early season, we weren't perfect defensively, but we were tight enough, and we always want to prove that part of our game. The last few games here have been far from ideal defensively, and it's certainly something that we go away and look at and try and find answers to. Today was, from a defensive perspective, we're disappointed. I can tell you that right now. First goal especially, we've worked hard to get the lead, and then from a set play, innocuous looking ball into the box, really we don't deal with two headers, and we're punished.
Martin?
What were your emotions when Luton's 4th goal went in?
I think when that happens in that moment, all you're focusing on is how can I help the team. I think the emotions you sort of live with now after the game, and that moment it's about what can we do to try and get back in the match.